Hi everyone. Today we will be discussing about how to handle the solid waste. In our previous lectures we have covered recycling and reuse, which is essential component of sustainable waste management. Recycling involves converting discarded material into a new product, while reuse extends the life of the product by finding alternative uses. Both practices reduces pollution, conserve resources, save energy and support green jobs. However, challenges such as sorting, cleaning and handling hazardous items remain same. Today we will explore the next key steps in the waste management, handling and segregation at the source. Proper segregation of the waste ensures that recyclable and compostable materials are separated early on, reducing the overall waste volume and improving the efficiency in recycling and composting. This stage in the waste management process is critical for minimizing the landfill usage and promoting the sustainable practices in both residential and commercial settings. Handling, storage, and processing of solid waste at the source are crucial steps in an effective waste management system. Waste handling and sorting occurs until the waste is placed in a container for collection. This phase involves segregation of material based on the types such as separation recyclables from non-recyclables. Proper sorting at the source helps to reduce the volume of waste, facilitating recycling and minimizing the contamination. For example, household increases separate newspapers, cardboard, bottles, and kitchen waste to ensure that the recyclable materials are properly managed. Sorting waste at the generation point ensures that materials like paper, glass, and metals can be effectively recycled, reducing the need for new raw materials and preventing unnecessary landfill usage. Proper waste handling at the source also reduces the public health risk by preventing the accumulation of hazardous or decomposed materials in the storage area. So, handling and segregation of the source at the initial stage is a crucial one. On-site handling of solid waste refers to managing waste at its point of generation until it is placed in the storage container for collection. This process includes methods such as segregation, shredding, grinding, and composting. These methods help to reduce the volume of waste, recover reusable materials, and make the waste easier to manage. Segregation divides waste into categories like biodegradable, non biodegradable material. Shredding and grinding reduces the size of organic waste, making it easier to compost and speeding up the decomposition process. Effective on site waste handling also promotes cleaner environments, reduces pollution, and supports the recycling and reuse of material. It is a key step in managing the waste before it reaches the landfill, ensuring that valuable materials are recovered and environmental impact is minimized. Public participation in waste handling practices also plays a crucial role in their success. Segregation of waste is a critical step in on site waste management. Waste is sorted into degradable organic and non degradable non organic materials. Non degradable items such as plastics, electronics, and metals can be sent into recycling plant, while degradable items such as food waste, textile can be composted. This process helps in reduce the volume of waste going to landfill and ensures that the valuable resources like metals and plastics can be reused. Magnet can be used to separate ferrous metals, further enhancing the segregation process. Though segregation is labor intensive, it plays a vital role in reducing the waste volume and recovering valuable materials. The effectiveness of segregation can be increased by using proper containers and educating the public about the importance of sorting their waste correctly. These steps not only promote the sustainability but also helps to recover the materials that can be reused or recycled. Shredding and pulverizing are key process in waste reduction, particularly for organic waste. Shredding involves breaking down large organic material into smaller pieces, reducing their volume by up to 40%. This increase in surface or area of the materials, allowing bacteria to break them down more efficiently during the composting process. Pulverizing is a similar process that further reduces the size of organic waste, facilitating better moisture management and aeration. These processes help accelerate the decomposition of organic waste by making it easier to handle the process by reducing the waste size, shredding and pulverizing, contributing to faster and more effective composting. Ultimately, producing high quality compost for agricultural use. These methods also make waste easier to store and transport, helping to improve the overall waste management efficiently. So here there are a few examples how the on-site handling of solid waste can be done by using the transfer vehicle or dumping in the site. So here the composting solid waste is used as a soil amendment, fertilizer and growth medium. Aerobic composting is one of the cheapest and easiest method that brings the availability for municipal solid waste. There are two types of composting: open or windrow composting, closed system composting. Composting is a natural process where the organic waste is transformed into a humus, a nutrient rich soil amendment through microbial activity. The process involves active composting, which typically lasts 21 to 60 days, followed by a curing period that can extend from 6 to 24 months. During active composting, microorganisms break down organic materials rapidly, while curing allows the compost to stabilize. Composting can be accelerated by increasing aeration and adding beneficial bacteria, which speeds up decomposition. The success of composting depends on factors such as temperature, moisture, and oxygen level. In areas where land is scarce, intensive composting practices that use less space that can be employed. Composting helps to reduce the waste volume, produces valuable organic fertilizer, and contributes to more sustainable waste management system. It is a key method for managing organic waste in an environmentally friendly manner. Several important factors must be considered when setting up a composting facility. The sitting of the facility is crucial. It should be close to the water source and meet the needs of the local community. The input stream is best when organics are so separated, although mixed waste can also be processed if it is required. The selection of technology depends on the waste type and economic condition of the region. For example, small scale composting facilities are often easier to manage and produce better quality of compost. Governments play a role in market development by promoting the use of compost and establishing the quality standards. In some cases, traditional composting practices such as use of compost from dumps can be safe when accompanied by an adequate testing program to ensure the compost safely and effectiveness for use in agricultural practices. The effect of storage on waste components, which include biological decomposition, moisture absorption, and contamination. First, biological decomposition occurs when organic materials such as food waste start to break down due to growth of bacteria and fungi. This natural process leads to putrefaction, causing unpleasant odors and attracting pests like flies. If waste is stored for an extended period, it can lead to a breeding of flies and increased bacterial growth, further exacerbating the problem. Managing this process involves regularly removing or treating waste to prevent such buildup. Understanding these effects is crucial for reducing the health hazard associated with waste storage. Additionally, moisture absorption and contamination can also occur, which can further complicate waste management. Proper handling and segregation can also help in mitigating these effects, ensuring more efficient and safer waste management practices, particularly in residential and commercial settings. When hazardous materials such as motor oil, cleaners, and paints mix with each other, they contaminate the entire waste streams. This contamination reduces the recyclability of the individual material and often results in them being discarded rather than being processed for reuse and recycle. Contamination is particularly problematic because it affects not only value of recyclable material but also efficiency of waste sorting and processing. Effective segregation of hazardous and non-hazardous material at the source is crucial to minimize contamination. Proper handling and storage practices such as using designated containers for hazardous waste help to prevent contamination, ensuring that recyclable and compostable materials retain their value. Waste properly at the source to reduce contamination and enhances the recycling efforts. Choosing the right type of container is crucial for effective waste management. The type and capacity of containers depends on several factors including the characteristics of the waste and the type of material being collected. For example, organic waste may require specific containers to prevent contamination, while recyclables may need separate bins to maintain the purity. Additionally, the type of collection system in use plays a role in determining the size and design of containers. If waste is collected frequently, smaller containers may suffice, while less frequently collection may require longer ones. Another key consideration is the space available for placing the containers. While in residential area, commercial spaces or apartment, container placement must be convenient for residents and easily accessible for waste collection services. Proper container selection ensures efficient waste management, which reduces the contamination and makes recycling and disposal more streamlined and effective one. So here there are a few containers which is being used for solid waste collection system, and it also helps in a segregation of the waste in different categories. So this is a large container which can be directly loaded in the vehicle. The location of container is a critical factor in efficient waste management. Placement of waste containers depends on various factors including the type of dwelling or commercial facility, the available space and access to collection service. For low rise detached dwellings, containers are typically placed in the sides or rear of the house to maintain accessibility while minimizing the visual clutters. In areas where alley collection is used, containers can be placed in alleys to facilitate easier access for collection vehicles. In cases where there is a limited space, containers can be placed to garages or in a specially designated area such as carports. In residential areas with multiple dwellings close together, a concrete pad or wooden enclosure may be used to store container in a central location, making waste collection more efficient while keeping the environment organized and tidy. Proper container location enhances the convenience, reduces contamination, and ensures smoother waste management. The location of waste containers plays a crucial role in waste management. For low rise detached dwellings, containers are typically placed at the sides or rear of houses or in alleys where collection services can access them easily. In apartment buildings, containers are often stored in basements or designated outdoor areas. The location should be convenient for residents, easy for collection crews to access, and should minimize contamination. In high rise buildings, waste storage is often placed in a centralized locations in the basement. Properly locating containers ensure efficient waste collection, reduces contamination, and promotes cleaner and more organized environment. The importance of handling and segregation of the waste at the source is discussed. Proper waste segregation into degradable and non degradable components help maximize recycling, reduces the landfill usage, and recover valuable resources. On-site handling methods such as shredding, grinding, and composting further enhances waste management efficiency. Composting was highlighted as a sustainable method for converting organic waste into a useful soil amendments. We also discussed the importance of selecting appropriate container and storage locations to prevent contamination and ensures proper waste handling. Efficient waste management requires community participation, proper infrastructure, and careful planning. So, these are the few links to get access. Segregation of the source. So, we have seen the significant recycling and reuse to minimize the waste generation. Recycling transforms discarded material into a new product, and reuse extends the life of the items. Segregation of the waste can be done in two important prime categories: biodegradable and non biodegradable waste. Each category is further broken down into a specific type of waste. Biodegradable waste includes kitchen and garden waste, which can be composted or processed through vermicomposting. Non biodegradable waste, on the other hand, includes recyclable materials like plastics, metals, and papers, as well as toxic and infected materials that need special disposable method. This segregation lays a foundation for effective waste management strategies. In this diagram, a detailed illustration is done for categorization of municipal solid waste into different types based on their disposal method. The waste is first segregated at the source and then classified into a recyclable dry waste, organic fraction, inert debris, and hazardous waste. The diagram highlights the key components that are critical for waste management system, such as low grade construction material, biological treatment, hospital waste, and more. It emphasizes the need for specialized handling and disposal method for each type of waste. There are single bin, double bin, and triple bin dustbin system, where in single bin system they mix the dry and wet waste, while in the double bin system it separates the wet and dry waste. In triple bin system goes a step further by separating a dry waste based on its reusable properties and segregating wet waste into a third bin. And this system ensures that waste is categorized appropriately before it is disposed of, making recycling and reuse more effective. This slide focuses on importance of waste segregation in ensuring that materials are appropriately categorized for recycling, composting, and disposal. The visual shows an example of simple waste segregation system with distinct categories. Proper segregation not only aids in efficient waste disposal but also plays a crucial role in improving the efficiency of recycling process. Here there are two key diagrams which show detailed example of waste segregation system. In the first diagram divides wet waste into 20 categories include citrus fruits, plastics, bones, while the second diagram categorizes the dry waste into 17 categories such as metals, plastics, and papers. So, this detailed system helps the workers to segregate the waste efficiently, reducing the amount of waste which is being sent to a landfill and promoting recycling efforts. Here we can see the images which is demonstrating real life example of waste segregation in action. The first image shows dry and wet waste bin, each color coded for easy identification. The second image depicts a student's practice waste segregation, reinforcing the importance of individual participation in the process. These visuals emphasizes the need for awareness and active involvement in waste management practices to ensure proper waste segregation. Here is a flowchart that illustrates the various steps which is involved in waste segregation and management. Waste is first categorized into general waste, liquid waste, infectious waste, and plastic waste among others. The flowchart also highlights the final management steps such as autoclaving, burial, or recycling based on the type of waste. This system ensures that each waste category is disposed of in the most appropriate manner. The key concept covered in the lecture are segregation at the source is vital for reducing the waste volume, recovering reusable material, and minimizing the health hazard. Waste is categorized into biodegradable and non biodegradable components with process like shredding, composting, and grinding, which enhances the waste management efficiency. Here, the importance of the systems like single bin, double bin, triple bin methods are used to improve the waste management and recycling efforts. The focus shift on site storage of solid waste, which is the first step in effective waste management. The responsibility of proper waste storage falls on individual household, industries, and commercial centers. The key message is that poor storage can lead to health hazards such as fly breeding and unpleasant odor. Proper on site storage is essential to ensure that the waste doesn't become a nuisance and to support the latter stage of waste management system. The container should be of waterproof, made of durable materials like galvanized iron or plastic, and designed for easy handling. A key detail is the importance of using tightly fitted covers and ensuring that the bins are elevated above the ground to prevent the contamination. Regular cleaning and timely emptying of bins are essential to maintain hygiene and prevent the breeding of pests. There are different types of containers used for on-site waste storage. It shows the container material include plastic, galvanized metal, fiber barrels. The importance of selecting the right container size depends on the type of waste, such as kitchen waste, office waste, or garbage. It should be emphasized. Containers should be easy to lift and transport when full, and waste must be contained in a clean, covered manner to avoid a health hazard. There is a detailed breakdown or the container size based on the waste type. For example, small container will be of 10 to 20 liter capacity. Large container is of 120 to 180 capacity, and the plastic liners for cans which helps minimize the odors and pest breedings. The right size of containers and the type of containers are crucial for effective waste storage and management system. The materials used for storage container and their suitability depends upon the usage. Galvanized metal is preferred due to its resistance to corrosion, whereas plastic cans, while lightweight, are vulnerable to damage by rodents. Bulk containers are recommended for areas generating large volume of waste, such as restaurant and shopping centers. This slide also highlights the need for a concrete platform and proper drainage to facilitate cleaning and maintaining the hygiene. There are the comparison between the uh, bins, including small, medium, and large size bins, which is being used both for residential and commercial waste management system. These containers are designed to suit various needs from some household to large scale waste generation in commercial spaces. The goal is to ensure that the containers are appropriately sized for the amount of waste generated, ensuring efficient collection and disposal system. So here the detailed container bin is being shown, which is being used for industrial and commercial use. The effects of waste storage, including biological decomposition, absorption of fluid, and contamination of waste components, is discussed. Food waste, when stored, undergoes microbial decomposition, leading to unpleasant odor and fly breeding. These biological processes highlight the importance of timely waste collection and proper container maintenance to avoid health risks associated with the stagnated waste. focusing on the absorption of fluids by different waste components. Moisture from the food waste can spread to another material such as paper, increasing the mess and potential for contamination. The longer the waste is stored, greater the degree of moisture absorption, making it harder to manage and recycle effectively. When waste like motor oils, cleaners, or paints is mixed with the material, it reduces the value of recyclable components, making them more difficult to reuse. Proper storage is essential to prevent such contamination, ensuring the valuable material to be recycled. There are several factors which depends upon the size, available space, and access to collection services. It provides specific guidelines for residential areas such as placing bin at the side or rear of houses, or in residential area for apartment complex. The goal is to ensure that the containers are accessible, well maintained, and positioned for easy collection. The slide elaborates on waste storage option for low-rise and medium-rise residential buildings. For low-rise dwellings, containers can be placed at the side, rear, or designated areas like garages. In larger buildings such as high-rise apartment, waste storage is typically handled in the basement where centralized collection system can be employed. The focus is on providing convenient and efficient storage for the waste. The segregation practice is also specific to Indian condition. Waste is separated into biodegradable and non-biodegradable, which is in green and red color, categorized at the source, and the bins are placed regularly in public areas for easy access by pedestrians. Thus, here, the importance of maintaining clean and properly labeled bins ensure proper waste segregation to avoid littering. Whenever the waste segregation is increased, the proper bin, color coded bin have to be provided with the labeling process. So the labeling clearly identifies the people, and it will be easy for them to segregate the waste and provide the waste in a proper area. The waste storage containers include bucket, plastic bins, and metal bins. The Municipal Solid Waste Rules of 2000 are referenced, which prohibiting littering of municipal solid waste in the urban areas. Here, the proper waste storage, including the use of suitable containers, is crucial for effective waste management in the Indian cities. The key point of this lecture is summarized. Here, on site storage is the first crucial step in solid waste management. The segregation plays a vital role. If the segregation is done in an effective manner, automatically it is possible to reduce and recycle the waste, and it also avoid the nuisance and health hazard. The type and size of containers, their suitability for different waste types, and their placement based on building types were discussed. The effects of improper storage, such as waste contamination and decomposition, was also highlighted in this lecture. So, here in this session, we have seen about how the segregation of the waste is very important, and there is a different color coding of the bin which is used to segregate the waste in an effective manner. At the same time, it can be used for recycling process. So the containers are also helpful in transporting of the waste from the small container to a bigger container. The designing of the container and labeling of the container is also crucial for decoding the system, and it also helps the source segregation process in an effective manner. I hope this session is useful and informative. Thank you, all of you.